I thought that was a very good holier than thou by Ben this week, and he's got that out of the way, and we've given us a little bit of time, 10 minutes, for it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. Still looking, believe it or not, still looking for a sponsor for it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. I really am. But today we are going to mix it up a bit. Normally we just have a beer. You've got the Bintang beer.
I've worn my Bintang
T-shirt. We're very good.
I was expecting a beer.
But I'll tell you what. Today, shout out to the folks from Output Envy, our clients. They sent me a whole lot of straws, and they make these neat little pure straws with a cleaner. And thank you, Deb from Output Envy. She snuck in a cocktail shaker and some pre-mixed cocktails from an outfit called Batched. And this one's espresso martini. And I thought
it's a pre-mixed espresso martini.
But you've got to cool it down. So what I've done is, with the lovely cocktail mug,
he's going to make it live.
I'm going to make it live on air. So we've got the ice, and we pour in the espresso martini. And these are the instructions. Probably not till you clean up on aisle one.
That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit.
Well, there are two glasses. We've got the cocktail glasses, Ben. And this is probably a little less, probably a little more sophisticated than beer. And then I think we go like that, right?
It's like in James Bond.
It's a shaken, not stirred. Shaken, not stirred. I love that line in the new Bond where he said, do you think I look
doesn't look like I give a damn.
Yeah. How you make it. Okay. So, geez, that's cold. Oh, really cold on my hands. And we've got the Output Envy straws. And I don't know if it's advisable to drink cocktails through a straw or especially martini.
I might pass on the straw personally.
Well, I've still got to put it in there. It's just product placement, Ben. You've got to understand.
All right. I don't understand how these things
work.
So
now we've
done
that.
It's about what I want.
Oh,
it looks quite professional.
Yeah, it does. That's probably enough for you, young man.
How much are you going to have?
Well, no,
There's not much left, to be honest. You've given me...
Oh, no.
He's given me about a full glass. He's got half left for him.
I've got to make some more.
No, you have the full one, because I don't... I mean, it is
10
to 10 in the morning.
Okay, that's a double. You've just got a single.
All right, thanks, mate.
All right, and then we can talk about the week. That didn't go far, did it? I'll have to make some more.
It's all right. It's just a sample.
It's just a sample, okay.
Right. It's ridiculous.
What do you reckon? Whoa.
There's a bit of an orange kick in there. It's like a Jaffa.
That is a good espresso martini's got.
Always has a little
bit of a
Jaffa infusion there. And I quite like that. That's good. I'm not going to be able to finish all that. I can tell already because it's
okay. All right. Well,
it's delicious.
Let's talk about the week. And Ben, what I wanted to ask you was, is there anything you like about the Treaty Principles Bill?
Yes, there is. I do like things about the Treaty Principles Bill. I like the idea of codifying the principles and having them written down and having, no longer having tweed jacket wearing academics and lawyers preside over what they mean when it comes to legislation. I like the idea of democracy at play and having elected representatives preside over such things.
You liberal, you fascist.
Well, but I would also like, I have to say, to learn about and have some of the opposing views as to why people dislike the treaty as it is, or the bill as a piece of legislation, not just the rhetoric being thrown at David Seymour and the Prime Minister, going, you're a horrible Nazi, racist, terrible person. Shame on you, shame on this, shame on this. I want to hear some of the opposing arguments, and we haven't so far.
All right. But it's hard, isn't it, for us, and you went through them. I mean, I'd love to have Rawiri Waititi come in here and harker the hell out of me. But they won't come on, will they? And they seem to be stuck. I mean, what's your feeling as to Seymour's reaction to all the shite that has been thrown at him this week?
I think he's probably doing as well as he can with what he's been given in terms of how this country has debates. We've always been kind of like that. I mean, we've never been against throwing stuff at politicians and throwing mud on them and being a little bit like that. And political theatre has in many ways been a part of our history. But I think he's been doing all right. And I think I don't know if you watched the Parliament processions.
Yeah.
Thought he gave a decent speech and he outlined his reasons for wanting to put the bill there. What I was looking for from the opposition, as I said, was some kind of reasoned opposition to the bill, and they didn't have it. Everyone involved in the debate
Well,
there
the
stood
line
up
that the Nats
and
had,
sprayed
the line that the Nats had,
David
this
Seymour.
bill does nothing. This bill does nothing.
Well, even the Prime Minister couldn't explain what it was he didn't like about it. He just said, I don't like it. The most recent thing I've seen from the National Party is, well, it's not focused on law and order or crime or the economy or whatever, which is an easy out for them.
Yeah.
But again, nothing about why the actual bill and its principles is wrong for New Zealand, why they oppose it, other than just rhetoric.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen any of that.
I just got a text here. It said if we keep on upping the cocktail game, Tory Whanau might come on the program on a Friday.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
This is maybe the greatest coup.
Which would be. Ben, I'm really interested too in generational politics on this. I know, and it's really interesting, the survey we've got out suggests the platform audience is growing downwards into a younger demographic, but still older than the sort of people you hang with. For people of your age, is the Treaty Principles Bill a thing? Do they pay any bloody attention or not? And where do they stand on it?
Well, to answer your question in sort of simple terms, not really. It's not a huge thing. The treaty isn't a huge thing. I suppose the younger generation kind of get on with it in much the same way that the older generation do. They've got pressing things to get on with, aspirations. They're getting on with their lives to live. They're getting on with their careers and other things that they're passionate about. Those that are kind of critically inside the beltway and constantly political nerds. There is some interest in it, but it's not black and white. There's a range of views.
All right.
But I'd say largely people are just getting on with it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Anything that's happened this week that hasn't been about the Treaty Principles Bill that you've found interesting? And I guess the other story we kind of got into was the Aussie social media ban,
Yeah, the onslaught from the Trump victory. The world's still turning. People are still, getting on with it. We haven't gone down.
No, one of your flatmates might be a little less than liking Trump. Might be quite upset about that.
No, he's not anymore. Actually, we've realised that he's not.
He was. Oh.
It was kind of just like, what do you say?
Oh, was he being careful in case you were wokesters?
So we were sitting there thinking that each other was woke. And then it turned
and not
we
wanting to offend each other.
Yeah,
so I just want to
yeah.
background this guy. So I was having a conversation with Ben. He said he's got a mate that he flats with. He's not woke. And they had to get a new flatmate. This guy comes in and Ben says, we're a bit worried that he's woke because he was
sitting there thinking, oh, God, these guys are
so he was trying to, you see, that's the problem with woke and with
everyone's on eggshells all the time.
Everyone's on edge and not being themselves.
Yeah.
But you've actually found no one in the flat is woke.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Great. Okay, so when are you having the next Nazi party? You having swastikas and stuff like that?
Yeah, Halloween maybe.
I'm so glad that worked out because I was quite concerned that a woke person with you and your flatmate was going to find it quite hard, or you were going to have to come up with an excuse to kick them out.
No. It's never like that, really. It's never that serious, is it? You still get along. I mean, even if people have ideas that you don't disagree
but
with.
how could you be in the flat not knowing if that person would drop a harker on you when you said something offensive to them? That'd be a terrible way to live.
Because I think there's a difference between genuine woke and people who just, don't agree with you on stuff. And not everyone who disagrees with me is woke. People disagree with me on a whole bunch of stuff. So I could live with someone like that.
All right.
It'd be no problem.
All right. And do you think, what do you thought about the States? And what have we got? We've got Gates as, what is he, Foreign Secretary or something? Tulsi Gabbard is head of the CIA.
Yeah, he's assembled a total kind of anti-mainstream, anti-establishment crew, hasn't he? I mean, all these outcasts, RFK Jr., who's been booted out of his family and the Democratic Party, or chose to leave the Democratic Party. You got Elon Musk, who's kind of this rogue social media warrior now that's gone and bought Twitter. So I think just give them a chance. Can I see that coalition falling out dramatically? Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you look at them, they're all such characters.
News-wise, it's going to be remarkable, and it will not be boring. That
it won't be boring.
Administration he's putting together.
No. And I think give them a chance. We'll see how they do. But can I see it failing spectacularly? Yes. Because every one of those characters that he has on there is a huge ego and a huge voice, and they're going to have their things that they want to do. It might also work fantastically, but it is not going to be boring, politically boring. That's
Hey,
for sure.
great work this week, Ben. We'll do it all again next week. We're still hoping to get Candace Owens.
Yes.
He might be in that administration as well. You never quite know.
President Candace Owens, 2020. What is it? 2028.
2028.
Nothing would surprise me at this point.